Hello Greenway, I'm Dr. Vivian and this is Dr. Barnes. For the month of August, we are focusing on the immune system. We're going to be sending out a couple different newsletters and some articles to just help educate you more on the immune system. But for a simple definition, the immune system is just a super complex organization of cells, tissues, and organs all working together to help make you well. Now, hopefully, if you're following the 5 essentials, your immune system is already kicked up and working well, but with school starting back and your kids going to daycare and starting to bring back different kinds of bugs and viruses and the seasons changing, we just wanted to give you some tips to help boost it just in case if it gets down. And Dr. Barnes is going to be going over the most important one, which is getting adjusted.
Yeah, so a lot of people that aren't familiar with chiropractic other than for car accidents or neck pain or back pain, you may not be familiar that chiropractic has a direct influence and response on your immune system. And just a quick primer on how the body works. The nervous system controls every single function of the body, including the immune system. So when there is disruption going on between the brain, the spinal cord, or the nerves, and your immune glands, cells, tissues, and organs, like Dr. V just talked about, they do not perform or they do not operate as well. So anytime there's a deficiency in your immune system, it's going to leave you more susceptible to colds, flus, cancers, autoimmune, etc., etc. So the adjustments actually do play a critical role then in making sure that the nerve pathways going into those organs and glands are operating or flowing at 100%. Now specifically, there have been many studies that have been done researching and showing the benefits of chiropractic care and the immune system. A couple of the more notable ones where it's found that anytime there was an adjustment done to your upper or your mid back, there's actually a burst of a substance, an immune factor in your body called interleukin-2 or IL-2, and it's a super powerful antiviral and also anti-cancer substance within your body. In fact, many people that are undergoing cancer treatments, conventional cancer treatments for some select types of cancers will actually receive interleukin-2 injections. And just to know, the cost of those are actually, and that's synthetic interleukin-2, are around $6,000 per injection. So the cool thing is just to remember that there's no greater pharmacy, there's no greater chemist, there's no greater doctor than the one that is inside of you. And so knowing that your body is operating and that is flowing properly, your body is actually producing interleukin-2 at adequate levels all day, every day, provided those areas are free of any nerve interference. Another big one is that every single time we found that before they did research before and then after adjustment found there was a burst of white blood cells. Well, of course, white blood cells are critical for your immune system, specifically for bacteria. Another study was done, it's not listed on here, but it was done between Life University or Life Chiropractic College, which we both went to school in, and then Emory University out of Atlanta, and they were looking at AIDS patients specifically and their CD4 levels, which again, CD4 is another part of the immune system, and found that these AIDS patients who were under long-term chiropractic care had on average a 48% increase in their CD4 counts, which for many people in the study actually brought them out of HIV status and even could have gotten their AIDS diagnosis removed from that. So just super important things for your immune system. And then Dr. V is going to go over exercise and sleep.
So exercise and sleep are 2 of the most common things people know they need to be doing, but that we don't do enough of. So sleep is actually the only time that your body has to truly heal. So during the day, it's having to focus on your daily activities, your stressors, digesting your food. So it's not putting 100% of its energy into your body healing and your immune system. So research articles have came out and said that you need 7 hours of sleep. Now, 10% of the population needs a little bit more and 10% needs a little bit less, but we say for most of our patients, shoot for 7 hours and you should be in the good range. Also, exercise. So we know that exercise makes you feel good, but it also has a direct link to your immune system. It helps to reduce stress. It also boosts your circulation of white blood cells, as well as increases your oxygen carrying capacity. And those 3 things are super important whenever it comes to your immune system. We recommend that you get at least 12 minutes of high intensity workouts a day. That's going to help burn fat, build lean muscle, and ultimately just optimize your whole body's potential, including your immune system. And Dr. Barnes is now going to hit on nutrition.
Love it. So nutrition, couple of just very simple things with this. Number one is you got to avoid sugar. Sugar has been shown to decrease or inhibit the immune system for up to 4 hours after consumption, which is really tricky because especially for kids or for yourself when you're sick, a lot of times you want to have a lot of the high carb, high sugar comfort foods to kind of make you, quote, feel better. But it actually does the worst, and it's going to prolong your sickness and make it much harder for your body to get over it. Vegetables and green foods, colorful foods are very important for their antioxidant compounds and just making sure that your body is always scrounging up free radicals, which can cause stress on the body and decrease your immune system. For children, especially babies and infants, the number one source of immunity for them is going to come from mother's milk, so definitely breast is best in that. There are specific types of immune factors that are only transmitted through breast milk, and so we always highly encourage breastfeed as long as you and your baby feel comfortable and connected in doing that, and then maybe even go a little bit longer, right? Because the longer, the better from that. And then water. So a lot of times when we get sick, water is kind of the last thing you wanna drink, but the key is, even from a preventative standpoint, is to be getting roughly half your body weight in ounces per day. So I weigh about 140, 150 pounds, so I should be getting 70 to 75 ounces per day, which is really not that much, especially if you start early and sort of spread it out throughout the day. So next point.
So the next thing is listen to your body, and I think Dr. Barnes hit that really well by saying the best doctor is already inside of you. And I know we've hit a lot of these things before. One of the things that we always like to say is try not to fight your fever. That's your body's physiological response to something, some foreign invader going on in your body, and it's actually super complicated. So your body releases specific enzymes whenever it comes into contact with whatever invader it is, which tells your brain to actually increase your basal temperature, which increases your metabolism, and that increased temperature actually kills the bacteria or virus, whatever it is that you're fighting. But one thing that you may not know is that fever also causes vasoconstriction, which actually decreases the iron content going throughout your body, which is what attached to the hemoglobin, and that actually helps kill many, many organisms as well. So we just always say, listen to your body. Another one that I wanted to hit on was, don't pressure your sick kids to eat. I know, like, as a mom or a dad, you're like, oh my gosh, my kid hasn't ate like all day, but your body is actually sending all the energy it can to your immune system, not your digestive system. Now, water is super important, like Dr. Barnes was saying, so if you want to try to give them a good bone broth or an organic vegetable soup, we highly recommend that. And now Dr. Barnes is going to hit on supplements.
Yeah, so supplements. Now, keep in mind, I will go through some baseline ones here, but again, the whole point of this is that most people really don't care about their immune system or don't think about it a whole lot until it's failing you, meaning you're sick or you get diagnosed with cancer. So again, we're always trying to be proactive about the fact that all of these things here are not just to do when you're sick, but you do them as much as you can regularly throughout the day. Or throughout the week and through the month and the year, because then that should really prevent your ability, prevent you from getting sick in the first place. So a couple of supplements, vitamins really, that I recommend, not just when you're sick, but really as prevention. Vitamin C and vitamin D have definitely been shown to be the top two in regards to having proper immune health. Vitamin D, for kids, I recommend around 2,000 IUs per day. Adults, more like 5,000 to 6,000. Per day, and that really should give you the right amount. And I take that that amount year round, no matter what, even if I'm in the sun more or not. So just more vitamin D is pretty much always better unless your test shows you're getting over 100. Vitamin C, again, really good for when you are sick, but a really good prevention. So what we always recommend is when you do get sick to increase these things, and you can always ask us how much you should increase if you're trying to get over being sick faster. Elderberry is another really good one. It's a very just kind of classic ancient remedy. You kind of hear it in the form of like elderberry syrup, and it's just been shown over the years to be consistently very well in helping people get over, especially colds and flus, pretty quickly. And then I love garlic because it's cheap. I mean, it's costing really next to nothing, other than maybe your spouse not wanting to be next to you if you've consumed some regularly, but they may not want to be if you're sick anyways. So garlic is extremely potent for especially antiviral, but also antibacterial. So it's really as simple as popping a couple of raw cloves in your mouth if you feel like you're coming down with something, and I've done that before, and it's amazing how well it actually can kind of fight it off. You can also, if that's too gross for you, another way you can do it is you can mince it up. Mince up the garlic, put in some room temperature water, swish it around, and kind of do it more of a shot, and that's maybe a little bit more palatable if you don't like the thought of chewing raw garlic, but I don't know, for me it's not that bad. So these are 5 awesome tips to avoid to avoid getting sick and keeping your immune system strong. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment or send us an email, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, one last thing. For vitamin C, we actually do have it now in the office. Dr. Barnes tried out a couple different kinds, and we picked the BioFizz, right, for Designs for Health. So I know a lot of you have been asking us about the vitamin C. So come on in, we have it now. I think it's $30, right?
$30, yep.
And it's really big too, so yeah, a big bang for your buck.
All right, peace out.
Bye.